it's kind of a lonely road, because there are a lot of people out here who are not self-aware. There are a lot of people out here who don't give a about other people. And so you then have to protect yourself.
Maybe I've been going nowhere lately. It's time to start all over and go for it. What can I do when a million things are running through? Million things I can't undo. I just sleepwalk, I just sleep talk. That's all I got.
Hey, what's up, y'all? So I just got out of the gym, but I wanted to just deliver this message that I feel like is just sitting on my heart, mainly because of things I'm experiencing in my life. But I just feel like I need to get it out, and that is to not allow this world and the people in it to turn you cold. I feel like if you're like me and you're someone who's very sensitive, very emotional, very empathetic, like you can like you hold people to a high standard, you hold strangers to a high standard, like because you hold yourself to a high standard. Like you're hard on yourself so much to the point where like you constantly are trying to achieve better. You're constantly trying to outdo yourself. You want better for yourself. You put those expectations on people around you. And more often than not, what I've learned in life is that it's impossible for people to meet those. Like more people in life will disappoint you than they will surprise you. You know what I mean? And I don't know if it's the world we're living in, the generation that we're living in, or what it is, but I'm just so sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of people letting me down, of people disappointing me. You know what I mean? And a lot of that comes from this empathetic side of me where I'll meet somebody or I'll see somebody or whatever, know somebody, and I want the best for them. I want them to be the best versions of themselves. And, I want to be able to be my full authentic self, not have to worry about how I'm going to say something or what I'm going to say, how they're going to perceive it. Is it going to rub them the wrong way? Like I want to just exist as my authentic self in this world. And a lot of times, that's not going to match what people want. That's not going to match what people want for their lives. And so, in situations like that, I would, it would really fuck me up. Like it would really beat me up. Like I've lost friendships, I've lost relationships, I've been dating and just hasn't been going right. And so, I had to realize, and I'm very thankful for my sister, and I'm very thankful for one of my really good friends, because they helped me to, stay balanced. Like you need people in your corner who can check you and be like, yo, like what you're saying right now is not even realistic. What you're saying is not reality. Because when you're someone who's empathetic, when you're sensitive, you tend to, create these storylines in your head about a lot of things. And unfortunately, that's the type of thinking that can really get you played out here in life and in the world. And when you finally get to a point where you realize that, you grow your self-awareness, right? And you understand that about yourself, you start to move a little differently, but it takes time. You are who you are. Your personality, your characteristics, whatever traits you have, that's who you are. And so, when it gets to the point where you got to change who you are, it can be difficult, because it's like, well, no, I love myself. I have no problems with who I am at the end of the day. I sleep just fine knowing that I'm doing nobody wrong. I have no ill intentions. You know what I mean? I only want the best for myself and people around me. Yeah, I may have my struggles and things that I'm working on, but at the heart of it, at the core of it, I'm a good person. And you know what I mean? Like it could be hard to balance that, because you could be a good person, but the world is not always good. The world is not full of good. And if life is about survival. And so if you're trying to make it out here, you got to know how to maneuver. You got to know about different types of people. You got to know about different types of personalities, so that when you come across them, you know how to handle them. You know how to deal, and you make whatever adjustments you have to protect yourself, because it's your survival. You can't have people coming in fucking up your mindset, fucking up your spirituality, fucking up your health, whatever it is. You got to see yourself as like, honestly, and like I'm not saying this to be cocky. I'm not saying this to be arrogant, to have an ego or anything. But what I'm learning is I have to place myself on a higher pedestal, and I have to have my what is the word, like my requirements of other people that I'm not going to budge from. You're either going to meet this standard, you're either going to meet this level of like normalcy. I want to say level of excellence, but it's really normalcy that I have. And if you don't, I can't, we're done, we're good. Like, it's really, I don't know if it's like Mercury retrograde, I don't know what's going on right now, but I just feel like everybody is out here tripping. Everybody is out here being tested and challenged. And the thing that really upsets me is that people are so freaking selfish. People are out here really just selfish and focused on themselves. And I get it, you know, like survival. And a lot of times you got to be that way. But at the end of the day, be a good freaking person, man. Like on the smallest scale, if it's just saying hello to somebody you make eye contact with, you know what I mean? We don't have enough kindness in this world, and it bothers me to my core. And this world has changed me in a lot of ways to where, you know, I have thicker skin now. And so I might come off as a bitch, or I might come off as, you know, this like negative person. And that's not genuinely who I am on the inside. And so I just want to give this message to like, one, confirm to anybody feeling this way, you're not crazy. You know what I mean? Like, you're not, what you're asking for, what you're seeking in life is not unreasonable. But the sad part is that what you're asking for, what you're seeking in life is not unreasonable. But the sad part is that it's kind of a lonely road, because there are a lot of people out here who are not self-aware. There are a lot of people out here who don't give a fuck about other people. And so you then have to protect yourself. You have to, you know, nurture the friendships or the relationships that you do have that are good. Like if there are people in your life and, you know, you want more from them, you want more of a connection, you want deeper friendships, deeper relationships, whatever, voice those things. Like, don't be afraid to stand up for yourself and say what it is you need, because the people who truly care about you, they will rise to the occasion. They will meet you where you are. Because if you're out here just being good and genuine and having high expectations of people and wanting the best for people, why would someone not want to meet that? Why would someone not want to meet you where you're at and meet you at that level of thinking? People who are sensitive, people who are empathetic, people who care about shit, I truly believe we are the ones who are here to expand people's mindset and people's thinking and people's understanding of what, sorry, I realize there might be some noise, people's understanding of what hope truly is, what it means to have faith, what it means to have hope, what it means to not give up on yourself or other people. Like, the world will really try to take you out if you let it. The world really will. We have so many rising rates of depression, of people taking themselves out, so many things. And, you know, if we could just start with kindness, just make sure we're rooting ourselves and being authentic and being kind to one another. And the thing, and not only that, is being kind to yourself, but it's also challenging yourself. Because, you know, here's the thing, like I said, you know what I mean? The world can turn you cold. The world can turn you cold. And so you got to be able to recognize when you see that shift, when that shift is happening. Because a lot of times we get caught up in the day-to-days. We get caught up about worrying about, you know, what the hell ever we have going on. Work, money, kids, love, fitness, whatever. You know, we can get caught up in these things and we turn cold, and then we lose our like our North Star, our sense of guidance and our sense of which way is up, which way is down. Like, you got to be able to calibrate yourself. And I think that comes from doing internal work and keeping that top of mind and questioning and reflecting on things that you experience, right? Like, why did you have that experience? What could you have done better? What could you have taken away from that? Things like that. And then also making sure that you got the good people in your life, the solid people who will call you out on your stuff, who will let you know, no, this is where your strengths are. This is where you need to do better. This is where you need to stop. And lean into your friendships. Like, we're so afraid. I feel like everybody calls themselves like an introvert. or, you know, but I'm starting to think, like, I would also refer to myself as an introvert, but I'm really starting to think that, like, being introverted is just another way of being, like, closed off from the world. Like, it's you being in the house and being in your own head and not being out here making these connections with other humans, not spreading your light. Because that's what we need more of. We need more people spreading their freaking light, man. The world is so dark. But you got to get right with yourself. You got to work on your self-awareness, and you have to know what your blind spots are. You know, like, you got to know yourself. And then there's the flip side to that, where so many people think they know themselves, right? So many people think that they know who they are. And you come into their life and you're like, excuse me, like, this is not how you are at all. Like, how your perception of yourself is completely off. And you give the feedback, and if they don't change, then that's an indicator that something is off balance with that person and you need to step away. You know, you can't jeopardize yourself for other people. It's a fine line. It's a balance. You know what I mean? It can walk in that line, depending on how you teeter, you know, it could take you out. It could really take you out and put you into some really dark times. So I just wanted to share that. Yeah, y'all, it's hard out here. It's challenging, but we all got what it takes to be happy, to find happiness every day, to spread happiness to people in our lives, and just enjoy life. You know what I mean? So take it easy, y'all, out there. To all my empaths out there, to all my sensitive folks, don't lose your light. Don't dim your light for this world, this cold ass world. Don't dim it. Because the people who are meant to be in your life, you will cross paths. Continue to walk in your purpose. Continue to focus on your goals. Focus on the things you want to do. Get in tune with your spirit so that you really are connected and you know what it is you're supposed to be doing. You know the messages you're supposed to be putting out into the world. Don't lose touch with that. Focus on that. And when you continuously do that, everything else will work itself out. And that's the other thing I'm learning. Like, you know, when I start to deviate from what I know is true in here, when I deviate from that just a little bit, you know, like, oh, well, let me go over here and see what this person is all about, or let me go over here and see what this is all about. And I get that little inner feeling of like, like, that's not for you. And you do it anyway. That's when it's like, okay, when you gonna learn? So yeah, get right with your inner self, get right with your intuition, with your consciousness, right? With your awareness, get right with that. And watch how things start to become clear. The clarity you gain and the motivation you gain to go the right way. So yeah, that's it, y'all. I hope that y'all got something from this. If you did, please be sure to give me a thumbs up on this video. Till next time, y'all, take it easy. I'll see y'all in the next video.
Maybe I've been going nowhere lately. It's time to start all over.